Hi, this is Friday. It's Saturday, the 5th of November, 2022. I hope everybody had a good weekend, or a good week, excuse me. I recorded my in-bed blog, but I deleted it because I was just rambling, and I just realized it was like almost 30 minutes of rambling. And so I'm gonna talk about the things I talked about, but I'm gonna kind of try to condense it and cut it down. Okay, I recorded my reaction to Doom Patrol, Stargirl Season 3, Episode 9, and I gotta edit it today. And this morning I'm gonna record my reaction to Titans Season 4. They dropped Episode 1 and 2 this week, so I'm gonna record my reaction today, and then hopefully I can edit those two later today along with Stargirl. And I also I put a couple of new videos on this channel, and I put 2 videos this past week on Paul's Views and Opinions channel. One of being about Stargirl being canceled and stuff. So if you can follow the link in the description box, you can check those out. And also, like I said, at work, it's going to be kind of crazy the next 2 days. The dude I work with, Mark, he went to visit his son in Atlanta, so he left early Thursday. I was off. He was off Friday. He's going to be off Monday and Tuesday. So I got to balance all the jobs that could come in. So, but I'll handle it. I got the guy named Gary that works next door to us. I can help him. Yeah, he can help me if I need help with binding and stuff. So I'm going to try to do that. It's going to be a little tricky, but I can get it done because, you know, like I said, when in between jobs, if I needs an assistant to help binding and stuff, I can call him and let him come in the room and help me with that. So that'll be a balancing act and stuff. So I'll get through it. And then Mark comes back to work on Wednesday. And then, like I said, I'm off this Friday coming up. I'm going to see Wakanda Forever. And then I'm off the Monday too. And then I'm off on the next Friday, the 18th. And then I'm off Thanksgiving week. Okay, and that's when I'm going to Philly. For my nieces. She's having a Thanksgiving thing at her house. And so a couple of my family members are going. I thought more of us was going to go, but I found out that my youngest brother, who lives in Albany, he bought a house recently, closed on a house and stuff, and he bought furniture and stuff, so he's not going to be traveling. So he's going to stay home, which I understand. And then my oldest sister, she said she wasn't going. At first I thought she was, because, they sent out a group email, but she's not going for whatever reason. So, and then my oldest brother, I called because my sister had called me the other day to ask me if I would mind sharing a room with my brother that lives with her. And I said, no, I don't mind doing that. And she sent me the things to the hotel room. And I said, okay, I'll share a room with him. And she said, you're going to find out if my oldest brother's going. So I called him, and he started up with all his issues and stuff, saying, he's having trouble. He's overweight, especially up in the upper part of his body. And, he's coughing and barely breathing and all this stuff. And I was just, asking, why wasn't you going to the doctor? Why would any doctor see you and not, especially if the way he was coughing and stuff, why would any doctor let you out of the hospital without, checking you in and give you a full write-up? And then, I know then he told me he was going to go to the hospital the next day to see his cardiologist. He had an appointment for that. And then I talked to him Thursday, and he said the doctor gave him some medicine to take, and then he's supposed to see a doctor yesterday, and then a doctor today. And then I asked him about, going to my niece's house for Thanksgiving, and he said that he doesn't know if he's not feeling better by the 17th, then he wasn't going. And then, but then my brother, again, then he started in saying he needed, $500. And my older brother, I love him, but again, he likes gambling. Okay. And I talked to my sister, and she was telling me this, and he likes gambling, because I don't, when I asked about going to my niece's house for Thanksgiving and stuff, he's saying he was going to see if there's a casino in between here in Philly, which obviously they are, Atlantic City and all that stuff, and probably one in Philly as well. So my brother, he likes to gamble and stuff, and him asking for $500, no, I'm not. I'm not giving him $500. And I told him, listen, I can help you, but I'm not giving you no $500. Okay. And then again, when I talked to my sister, and she explained to me, listen, he has the gambling issue and stuff. And if his weight and all the stuff, these issues, these health issues that he's having. You should definitely, I don't know how you can go, because he's talking about he has a primary doctor. I don't know how, if you have a primary doctor and he check you into the hospital, how any doctor would let you out of the hospital. Because I was telling my other brother who passed on, Kenny, I remember years ago, not years ago, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, when we had a picnic and we were in a park and we walked from a little bit ways, about maybe, I don't know how many feet it was, to my brother's car on the outside. And my brother had to stop because he could barely breathe. He was having trouble breathing. And so we took him to the hospital, and they checked him into the hospital, and they kept him for a couple of days. Okay. And then they checked him, gave him a full write-up, and then they put the heart monitor on him. Okay. They put the heart monitor on him because his heart was, that was why he was having trouble breathing. So they monitored, and he kept the heart monitor on. I remember we had to change the battery every day on it. And he kept it on for, like, I think maybe 2 months or so before they took it off. Okay. And then, like I said, and then I remember another time when my brother, who was a diabetic, his blood sugar had got so high that he started hallucinating. So we took him to the hospital, and they kept him in the hospital for a couple of days. They didn't just let him out. And that's why I told my brother, if he is coughing and wheezing the way, especially the way he was on the phone with me, I don't know how any doctor would let you out of the hospital if you couldn't breathe right. And he was saying, well, listen, I don't have that trouble when I'm talking to him. No, that makes no sense. No, you let the doctor give you a full examination, EKG, cardiogram, x-ray, whatever. And I just, like I said, it was just, to be perfectly honest, I love my brother, but I don't trust that sometimes some of the things he says, because it's just ridiculous. And I think, like I said, my sister said, I think he has a gambling issue, and he wants money to gamble. That's what I really think that, because he told me before that he was going to check into the hospital after he went to the cardiologist in case they kept him. He was going to, he paid his bill. He said he paid his bills and all that stuff, and he gave me a cash app. I don't trust him, to be perfectly honest. That he's not lying to me. I love him, but I don't trust him. And I think he does want money to gamble, because he's living in a rent-controlled place where he lives with a roommate, and they don't pay that much rent. I think exactly. And him asking for $500 is very specific, okay? And I just think, exactly, he wants to gamble. I think that's exactly what it is. And you're not making a sucker out of me, and I'm not blowing, and I'm not giving him $500. And I told him, I explained to him the other day, I think it was Thursday, I said, listen, I'm a working guy. In fact, that day he called me, I was in the check acid place getting the money off to pay my rent. And I'm saying, listen, I'm a working guy. My rent went up and everything else goes up, but my salary don't go up to match it. So I'm basically working paycheck to paycheck. I have a little bit of savings, but I like to keep that. That's my little nest egg, and I'm not giving him $500 just so he can go gamble. Okay, I'm not doing it. Okay, and I'm not having it. Okay, so like I said, he never called me back after I explained to him that I'm a work guy. He never called me back, and then he didn't call me back yesterday. And I'm going to wait and see if he calls me back, because supposedly he went to the doctor yesterday and today. I want to see if he calls me back and gives me an update. And I'll explain to him again. I said, listen, like I said before, I'm a working guy. I'm not giving you $500, and I lent him money before in the past, okay, which he never paid me back, okay? So I am very hesitant to lend him anything, because, to be perfectly honest, I don't trust that he's not going to gamble with the money. I really don't. So I'm not, you're not making a sucker out of me. I'm not doing it, okay? I'm not having it, okay? So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, like I said, my stepfather, like I said, he, when I came home from work Wednesday, he wasn't here. And then I figured he checked into the hospital, and I called him, and he said he supposedly fell in here, and he went to the hospital, and they decided to keep him for a couple of days, and he hasn't come home yet. So I'm going to call him again this morning and see how he is, and see if he's coming home, and see how he's doing, and also call my brother, because I know he probably, I think my brother's off on Friday and Saturday. He probably went to see him, see how he's doing. I just want to see how he's, getting along. Okay, so we'll see how things go. So it's family. Sometimes family can be complicated and ridiculous. But anyway, like I said, so what I'm going to do today is, like I said, after I finish recording this, I'm going to go wash up, eat my breakfast, go downstairs and knock on the landlord's door, not the landlord, super, and try to give him the rent check. Because I tried to get it to him the other day, but he wasn't, when I came home from work yesterday, but nobody answered the bell. If he don't answer the bell today, I'll just I'll write a note, because he has a pad outside his thing. So I'll tell him, you know what, I may just write that and just tell him, I have the rent check. Can you come to my door and pick it up? Exactly. Let him ring the bell, and I'll give it to him. I have the rent check in an envelope, because I talked to my landlord, because now they don't leave the receipts under your door anymore. They email it to you. So I talked to her on Friday, and she emailed it to me. So I have it ready, and maybe I'll just write on the door, I have your rent check, that you give to the landlord. So just come and get it, okay? Anyway, so like I said, after I eat, after I wash up and eat, then I'll go downstairs and ring the bell to see if he's there, and then I'll give him the thing. If he's not there, I'll write a note to tell him to come to my apartment. I'll give him the rent check, and or the rent envelope, and yeah, then I'll come back up, do my food, and then I'll record my reaction to Titans and the two episodes of season 4 of Titans. I'll record those this morning, and then I'll go food shopping and all that stuff. I'm gonna call my brother and call my stepfather, see how he's doing, and that's it. I'm sorry, like I said, my rant, I just deleted it because it was like a 30-minute rant almost. So that was like way too long. I was rambling about work for like 10 minutes, and then my brother for like another 10, 15 minutes of rambling about that, which I don't, I think I had to vent it out in my head. So I gave you the condensed version of those 2 stories. Okay, so, but the main thrust is that not as many people are going to see my niece for Thanksgiving. I know it'll be me, my younger brother, and my other younger brother, whose daughter it is. And my younger brother isn't going because he bought a house recently. My older sister's not going. Now my oldest brother looks like he's not going either. So it'll probably be me, my other younger 2 brothers, and my sister, and her daughters, and probably her husband, and a few other people probably. But that'll be it. We'll just drive up to Philly, okay? Because she said my niece will come pick me up. We'll drive to Philly, eat Thanksgiving, stay in the hotel Thursday night, leave Friday, check out on Friday, and drive back to New York. It is what it is. Okay, so again, I'm sorry about you didn't see the rambling, but there it goes. So like I said, family is sometimes very complicated, and you can't deal with it. But anyway, links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link to my other channels, Above Views and Opinions. You check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. I want to say a special thank you to my patron. His name will appear in this video somewhere, probably right here or right there. Links to follow the link to the Patreon. You see all the unedited content I have on there. A bunch of Marvel shows, DC shows. Check it out. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trepacer saying so long, and take care.